Joy Nitai! Nitai Gaur Haribol! Um, my humble obeisances at the lotus feet of Srila Gurudev and all the devotees. So, the most merciful Tithi in the whole year is approaching right now. The Tithi which is causeless mercy personified. And that is none other than Maha Mahapatit Pavan Nityananda Trayodasi. And this is a very wonderful time to glorify Nityananda Prabhu by singing or hearing the bhajans written by our previous acharyas, which glorify him in the topmost manner in such a beautiful way. And what happens when we sing these beautiful bhajans composed by our acharyas is that we are imbibing their mood of love, unflinching faith, one-pointed surrender and devotion to the Lord. And this is actually the highest Sankirtan. It is called Anu Sankirtan, doing Kirtan in the footsteps of our Acharyas by repeating the prayers that they have already offered to the Lord from the bottom of their heart. And this is extremely pleasing to Lord Nitai. And these prayers immediately reach him and are accepted by him wholeheartedly. So, as an humble offering today, in preparation for Nityananda Trayodasi, we will sing the exquisitely beautiful prayers offered by the exalted personality, who is the crest jewel of all the Acharyagan, and who is himself non-different from Gaur Nitai, Sri Advaita Acharya. Nityananda Dvaito Dvaita Nama Bhaktyakhyanad Ya Sadacharya Nama. His name is Advaita because he is non-different from Nityananda Balaram in all respects. And there's no one equal to him actually in teaching the Lord's glories and pulling out the essence of all Bhakti Shastras. He is so expert in revealing all the secrets. Hence he is Acharya, Advaita Acharya. Therefore, we can take a hint from this that his prayers to Nitai also must be unmatched, because he's so expert in bringing out the hidden glories of the Lord. And another reason is I also think this is an ideal time to sing these prayers, because as we know, Advaita Saptami has just passed a few days ago, and our Nityananda Trayodasi is coming. So this is a very suitable time to invoke Nityananda's mercy through the shelter of Advaita Gosai. Daya Koroshita Poti Advaita Gosai Tavo Kripa Bole Pai Chaitanya Nitai. It was, due to Advaita Acharya's uproarious cries that the Lord was compelled to appear. And so through his mercy, we can induce the Lord to appear in our hearts. And I think that is the beauty of these prayers to Lord Nityananda Prabhu, that they just invoke Nitai's presence in your heart. Your heart becomes completely illuminated by Nityananda Prabhu's presence, his mercy, his thoughts. And I think this is the most beautiful thing that can ever happen. To feel Nityananda Prabhu's mercy in your heart. And Advaita Acharya is so merciful for giving us these prayers. So, the prayers that we will sing today is from Nityananda Charitamrit, Antikhanda, chapter 6. Tumi Nityananda Murti, Nityananda Nam. Murti Manta Tumi, Chaitanya Gunadham. These prayers, I don't know, I should probably glorify them a little bit first before we get started. Every time I read them, I'm just awestruck, completely captivated, just stunned by the beauty of such an unequaled glorification, Vandan of Lord Nityananda. These will captivate the minds of even those who are not devotionally inclined to Nityananda. And what devotionally inclined? Those who have not even heard Nityananda Prabhu's name. If they read these prayers, they will feel attraction for Nityananda. That is the potency. And it's so wonderful how Advaita Acharya, he's so expert. He reveals the greatest secrets about Nityananda and discloses the truth of his elevated position. Like all the confidential truths, he is unraveling them in just those few lines, just in a few stanzas, and it's so poetic. in such a poetic manner. It's like everything within a capsule, like bullets of nectar in a capsule. So whoever understands these prayers, they will directly grasp Nitai in their hearts, and they will understand his esoteric position, and they will worship his lotus feet as the greatest wealth of one's life. And there's also another reason that Advaita Gosai, we need to know who he is, right? He is the combined form of Mahavishnu. Who is Mahavishnu? The expansion of Nityananda Balaram. And he is also the combined form of Sadashiv. And who is Sadashiv? Who is his Ishtadev? Sri Sankarshan. And Sankarshan is no one other than Sri Balaram, Sri Nityananda Balaram. And Sadashiv, what he is doing, you will always see him in meditation. What he is doing day and night, Aat Prahar, all he is doing is chanting Sankarshan's holy name, glorifying him, meditating upon him. So his only Lord is Nityananda. His life and soul, his worshipable master is Nityananda Prabhu. And so naturally, his prayers, Advaita Gosai's prayers, they're transfused with just mad love for his Prabhu Nitai Chandra. And so when we sing these prayers, we are seeing a glimpse of Lord Advaita Acharya's love, of a pure servant's love for his Lord. And by his mercy, we can at least attain a small, tiny drop of devotion to Nitai. So we will glorify both Lords today, Sri Advaita Gosai and Nityananda Prabhu, by reciting these prayers. And I will first sing the bhajan, and first I'll actually read the translation, then I'll sing the bhajan, and after that, I just want to do a very humble attempt of trying to explain some of the key points of such an important prayer for my own purification, because the more one submerges themselves in these prayers, the more the heart becomes inclined towards Lord Nityananda. So I will read the translation right now. Your name is Nityananda, and you are Nityananda personified, eternal bliss. You are the form of Sri Gauranga's transcendental qualities. You deliver all living beings and protect religious principles at the time of annihilation. You descended to give Gauranga Prema Bhakti. Indeed, you are the full potency of Lord Gauranga. You teach the supreme knowledge to devotees headed by Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, and Narada. Everyone gets Vishnu Bhakti from you, yet you are untouched by pride. You deliver the fallen souls without seeing their faults. Only the very pious and fortunate souls can know you. You are the only enjoyer of sacrifices. Simply remembering you destroys the bondage of ignorance and material omniscience at once. If you do not manifest yourself, then who in this world has the potency to understand you? You are the most blissful Supreme Lord, completely devoid of anger. You are the thousand-headed Ananta, who holds the universes on his hoods. You are Sri Lakshman Chandra, destroyer of the Rakshas dynasty. You are Haldhar, the son of a cowherd boy in Vraja. You descended to save the fallen, wretched, foolish, and low-class people. By your mercy, everyone easily achieves the devotional service that is aspired by great sages and mystic yogis. Joy Nityananda Ram. So I'll sing the bhajan now, and then we will glorify this prayer a little bit. Tumi Nityananda Murti Nityananda Nam Murtimanto Tumi Chaitanya Gunodham. Tumi Nityananda Murti Nityananda Nam Murtimanto Tumi Chaitanya Gunodham. সর্বজীব পরিত্রাণ তুমি মহাহেতু মহাপ্রলয়েতে তুমি সত্য ধর্ম সেতু তুমি সে বুঝাও চৈতন্যের প্রেম ভক্তি, তুমি সে চৈতন্য বক্ষে ধরো পূর্ণ শক্তি। তুমি নিত্যানন্দ মূর্তি, নিত্যানন্দ নাম, মূর্তিমন্ত তুমি চৈতন্যের গুণধাম। ব্রহ্মা শিব নারদাদি ভক্ত নাম যার, তুমি সে পরময় উপদেষ্টা সবাকার। বিষ্ণু ভক্তি সবে পাইন তোমা হইতে, তথাপি অভিমান না স্পর্শে তোমাতে। বিষ্ণু ভক্তি সবে পাইন তোমা হইতে, তথাপি অভিমান না স্পর্শে তোমাতে। তুমি নিত্যানন্দ মূর্তি, নিত্যানন্দ নাম, মূর্তিমন্ত তুমি চৈতন্যের গুণধাম। পতিত পাবন তুমি দয়া দৃষ্টি শূন্য, তোমারে সে জানে যার আছে বহু পুণ্য। সর্বযজ্ঞময় বিগ্রহ তোমার, অবিদ্যা বন্দন খাও স্মরেণ যাহার। তুমি নিত্যানন্দ মূর্তি, নিত্যানন্দ নাম, মূর্তিমন্ত তুমি চৈতন্যের গুণধাম। যদি তুমি প্রকাশ না করো আপনারে, তবে কার শক্তি আছে জানিতে তোমারে। অক্রোধ পরমানন্দ তুমি মহেশ্বর, সহস্রবদন আদিদেব মহীধর। অক্রোধ পরমানন্দ তুমি মহেশ্বর, সহস্রবদন আদিদেব মহীধর। তুমি নিত্যানন্দ মূর্তি, নিত্যানন্দ নাম, মূর্তিমন্ত তুমি চৈতন্যের গুণধাম। রক্ষকুল হন্তা তুমি শ্রীলক্ষণ চন্দ্র, তুমি গোপপুত্র হলধর মূর্তিমন্ত। মূর্খ নীচ ধম্পতি উদ্ধারিতে, তুমি অবতীর্ণ হইয়াছ পৃথিবীতে। মূর্খ নীচ ধম্পতি উদ্ধারিতে, তুমি অবতীর্ণ হইয়াছ পৃথিবীতে। তুমি নিত্যানন্দ মূর্তি, নিত্যানন্দ নাম, মূর্তিমন্ত তুমি চৈতন্যের গুণধাম। যে ভক্তি বাঞ্ছায় যোগেশ্বর মণিগণে, তোমা হইতে তাহা পাইবে যেথা জনে। তুমি নিত্যানন্দ মূর্তি, নিত্যানন্দ নাম, মূর্তিমন্ত তুমি চৈতন্যের গুণধাম। তুমি নিত্যানন্দ মূর্তি, নিত্যানন্দ নাম, মূর্তিমন্ত তুমি চৈতন্যের গুণধাম। তুমি নিত্যানন্দ মূর্তি, নিত্যানন্দ নাম, মূর্তিমন্ত তুমি চৈতন্যের গুণধাম। জয় জয় নিত্যানন্দ চন্দ্র, গৌরাঙ্গ মহাপ্রভু কি জয়। Tumi Nityananda Murti, Nityananda Naam. So from the very beginning, Advaita Acharya is giving emphasis on Lord Nityananda's name. Tumi Nityananda Murti, Nityananda Naam. There is no difference between the form of Nityananda and his holy name. They are both one and the same. And when we will chant Lord Nityananda's name and his Madhuryamay form Swarup will appear before our eyes, we will realize in truth how there is no difference between the Lord and his form, Lord's name and his form. They will just merge into one. And what is so unique about this transcendental form? It gives the jiva bliss, ananda. The reason we had fallen from the Brahma Jyoti into this deadly material world was in search of this bliss, because we were searching for some higher pleasure, for some happiness. Since the beginning of time, this has been our search. And Nitai has now come with that ocean of bliss to attract us fallen souls back to him and to take us back to Godhead. So he has come to give us for what we have been searching for since in eternity. And this Ananda, the uniqueness of this Ananda is that it never perishes, it never declines. It is always ever increasing. So one who takes shelter of Lord Nityananda and Nityananda Nam becomes free from all sorrow, all misery, and becomes situated in the platform of eternal spiritual ecstasy. And then in the next line, Murti Manta Tumi Chaitanyera Gunadham. Tumi Nityananda Murti, Nityananda Nam, Murti Manta Tumi Chaitanyera Gunadham. Lord Nitai is the personified form of all of Gauranga's qualities. Lord Gauranga eternally resides within Nityananda Prabhu. Lord Gauranga has accepted Nitai as his only residence, and he resides within Nitai's love, Nitai's bliss, Nitai's tears, within Nitai's form, because of his intense love for him. And Lord Gauranga is bound by the ropes of Nitai's insurmountable prem. All of Gauranga's potencies and qualities, they're all stored within Nityananda Prabhu. One of his holy names in the 108 names of Nitai is Gaurashraya. Gaurashraya. And what this means is Lord Nityananda is the supreme resting place of Lord Gauranga and his name, form, pastimes, qualities, dham. Dham. And so another thing to mention here is that Nitai is also the dham. So when he appears, the dham appears. And then there is Ananda Nartan in our hearts. Because see, Lord Nityananda is dancing. Nityananda nache. And then there's the dham permeating and expanding in our heart. Gauranga is there within Nityananda Prabhu with all his potencies. And they all start dancing together. So the meaning of Murti Manta Tumi Chaitanya Gunadham is this, that Nitai is the abode of all of Lord Gauranga's qualities. And what that also means is, because Nitai is the abode of all of Gauranga's qualities, when we will chant Lord Nityananda's name, the qualities will come very quickly. Because see, the process of chanting is Nam Rupa Guna. First, the name appears, then the form, and then the qualities. So see, Advaita Acharya has mentioned it in the same order too. First he mentions Nityananda Murti, then he says Nityananda Nam, now he's talking about the qualities. So the thing about Nityananda Nam is that it is so merciful. It's not different from Lord Nityananda. So what he does is that when we are chanting Nityananda Nam, the Lord's qualities appear very quickly. So if you chant Lord Nityananda's name, what will happen is that you will realize Gauranga very quickly, very rapidly. Murti Manta Tumi Chaitanya Gunadham. Just by chanting Lord Nityananda's name, you will understand the form, the confidential form of Gauranga, which is kept hidden even from demigods, even from very, very high elevated devotees in Vraj. You will be able to understand that simply by chanting Lord Nityananda's name, because he is all those qualities personified. Joy Nitai. Sharbo Jiva Paritran Tumi Mahahetu. Mahapralayate Tumi Shotto Dharma Shetu. He is Sri Sankarshan, the Lord of the three worlds. He is the original cause of this creation, maintenance, and the destruction of the whole cosmic manifestation. At the time of pralaya or annihilation, when everything within this universe is being destroyed, it's drowning. There is cosmic destruction going on everywhere. At that time, just to save all the Bhakti Shastras, all the holy scriptures, the devotees, Muni, Rishis of the Lord, he comes in the form of Anantadev as Sheshnag to save all of them from this destruction that's going on, from this chaos that's happening. He forms this setu, and a setu means it's like a bridge for them to easily transcend this realm of destruction and make it to the higher lokas, because right now this Brahmanda is being destroyed. So he is the boat that carries them across. Sarva Jiva Paritrana Tumi Mahahetu, just to save all the jivas who are his part and parcels. See, one of Nitai's name is called Pranat Pratipal. Pratipal means he's the guarder, the sustainer of every single jiva. He will never let the soul suffer like this. He is the protector of the religious principles, and he is the origin of all knowledge and the protector of that knowledge. See, we often ask this question. Let's say if, I don't know, annihilation comes now, pralay comes now, how are we going to save all the scriptures? Like that. So here's the answer. Nitai saves them. Nitai doesn't let all this knowledge get lost. He keeps them. So see, it says, Sharvajiva paritrane tumi mahahetu, mahapraloyete tumi shottu dharma shetu. Dharma shetu means he is the protector of these religious principles. And he is the one who keeps them safe and free from any kind of danger or destruction. Tumi she bujhao chaitanyera prema bhakti. Aha, this is so beautiful. Hey Nitai, you make one understand and teach them how to love Gauranga. Chaitanya's prema bhakti, you are the one who teaches this to all the souls. Bujhao. Bujhao means to make one understand, to explain, to show, to personally teach someone. So Nitai does not only relish love for Gauranga himself, but he personally becomes the universal teacher and teaches us how to relish as well. When you are actually truly relishing something, you want to distribute that treasure which you are relishing with everyone else. Like if you read a very mind-blowing book, and you're really excited, you'll be excited to share about it with others. Hey, have you read this book? It's amazing. You should read it. Or if you taste some prasadam, and this prasadam is the tastiest prasadam you've ever tasted in your life, wouldn't you want to tell the other devotees, hey, taste this kheer or taste this laddu, it's the best. It's, you become excited. Enthusiasm comes when you are relishing it. If you are not relishing it, why will you want to tell others? That will not come, because you are not understanding its glory. And if you don't understand, how will you make others understand? So if you yourself are not relishing, then you will not get compassion for other jivas. So Nitai is the topmost relisher of Gaur Prem, and so in that case there is no greater distributor as him, and no one as compassionate towards the fallen jivas as him. Because he is relishing so much that he is now bound by that love to distribute it. It's so beautiful. He is Gaur Rasa Tattva Guru and Gaur Tattva Prakashak. Just like there's a verse in Navadvip Dham Mahatmya where Nitai is calling out and imploring to the jivas, Aisha he koliro jeev chari kutinati, nirmala gaurango prem loho poripati. And what this means is that Nitai is saying, O souls of Kali Yuga, please give up your arrogance, hesitation, and so-called knowledge, and come to me to learn the path of purest love for Gauranga and his holy name. So, Lord Gauranga is the greatest Lord. He is the Swayam Avatari. So devotion unto him is naturally the essence of all worship and the most unique and highest. So the one who is bestowing such confidential and paramount of all knowledge, he must be the greatest guru, because there is nothing higher than Gauranga Bhakti. So the one who is teaching Gauranga Bhakti, he must be the greatest guru. So therefore, this is why Nitai is Adi Guru. He is Samashti Guru, the head of all gurus and the source of all knowledge. Nirananda mridam sarvam premanandas pradikritam yenatam satatam vande Nityananda jagat guru. That is why Advaita Acharya is saying, only you can make one understand the esoteric path of worshipping your Lord, Gauranga. Gauranga's name. They're all Nitai's personal property. Lord Nityananda is the ocean, the Mahasagar of Param Anandamayi Gaur Prem. He is the sole reservoir, the greatest storehouse, the highest abode of love, devotion, and service to Lord Gaur Hari. He is the only shelter, the Param Ashray, and only hope for those sincere for those sincere souls who truly desire to swim in the ocean of Gauranga's Prem. Because Nitai is that ocean. Yes, he is Gauranga Prem personified. Gaura Preme Goda Tonu Khani. His whole form is saturated with love for Gaur Krishna. Bhaja Nityanandam, Bhaja Bhaja Shatatang, Gaura Krishna Pradam Tam. Without him, we cannot get Gauranga. Gaura Krishna Pradam Tam. He is the bestower of Gauranga. He's the one who gives us Gaur Krishna. And another way we can interpret this is that Nitai is the one who gives us sambandha to the Lord, who awakens our spiritual form, who gives us realization of who we actually are. He destroys ignorance, avidya kore nash. So, without his mercy, we cannot understand our Swarup, which will obstruct us from understanding Gaura and Radha Krishna. So therefore, tumi she bujhao chaitanyera prema bhakti. He makes us understand, bujhao, by revealing our Nitya Swarup. And he's also non-different from Gauranga. So this is explained in the next line. Tumi she chaitanya bhakhe dharo purna shakti. So again, Lord Nityananda is the carrier of all of Gauranga's potencies. They are locked up within him. Lord Gauranga's mercy, magnanimity, powers, everything is manifested within Nityananda Prabhu in the fullest form. Brahma Shiva Narodadi Bhakto Nam Jar Tumi She Paramo Upadishta Shabakar. So even the Mahajans, Mahavaishnavas like Shankar, Narad and Brahma, they have to seek Nitai in order to get pure spiritual knowledge. He is the Lord of all the demigods. Sura Muni Vandita Sripada Ambuja. And then the next line, it's very, very important. Vishnu Bhakti Shabe Pain Toma Hoite. Hey Nitai, everyone attains devotion to Lord Vishnu only because of you. This one line, it's the ultimate, it's just the peak. This is the supreme truth. See, one may ask, okay, Nityananda Prabhu is giving bhakti to Gaura, he is the abode of Gaura Bhakti. But what do I have to do with that? Gauranga is not my Ishtadev. I am a worshipper of Narsimhadev, Varahadev, Vamandev, Kurmadev, Ramchandra, or even Krishna. I don't need Nitai's mercy for that. So, Advaita Acharya here is very expertly breaking down all these misconceptions and unraveling the supreme truth. Vishnu Bhakti, this means devotion to Vishnu Tattva, any form of the Lord. It cannot be attained without Nityananda. That is not possible under any case, because why? We mentioned this before. Nitai is bhakti personified, the embodiment of devotional service. Sarva Sevya Kalevara. He is the carrier of devotion for the Lord. His body, we even mentioned how his body is the abode of all of the Lord's qualities, of the Lord's potencies, of the Lord's love. He carries all that within him. Therefore, if you see love for the Supreme Lord manifesting within anyone's heart, even though they may not acknowledge it, you must understand that this is a manifestation of Lord Nityananda's potency. And in Lord Nityananda's 108 names, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya mentions in the 51st name, Sarva Bhakti Mayo Deva. Sarva Bhakti Mayo Deva. Lord Nityananda Prabhu is the personification and embodiment of each and every aspect of his own devotional service. And this is why Vishnu Bhakti Shabe Pain Toma Hoite. If you want to worship the Supreme Lord within your heart, then you must take shelter of Lord Nityananda. And even if you don't, but if bhakti is coming, then you must understand it is only due to Nityananda Prabhu. Whether you acknowledge it or not, no one else can get bhakti without him. So, and then in the next line, so we said, Vishnu Bhakti Shabe Pain Toma Hoite, Tathapiyo Abhiman Na Sparshe Tamate. This is just, hey Nitai, My God. Tathapi abhiman na spashritamate. Hey Nitai, no one can attain Vishnu Bhakti without you. You are the bestower of Bhakti. Yet, even after knowing this, you are not touched by even a small speck of pride. This is humility. No one can serve the Supreme Lord, get devotion to Him without Nityananda. But still, he is not in the least bit prideful about that. On the contrary, Nitai actually considers himself as a very menial servant. We look at us. We have so much pride. We do nothing compared to Nitai. Even the devotional service of every single jiva in this creation put together cannot equal a tiny fraction of the devotional service that Nitai performs single-handedly. And what comparison? In fact, our service is manifesting due to his potency only, right? But still we become so proud. If we can only preach to one soul and make them a devotee, oh, I made him a devotee. Oh, I was the one who preached to him. Oh, he's doing bhakti because of me. Oh, I'm his spiritual guide. I'm so great. I'm so that. I'm so this. But see, Nitai is giving, he is the one who is giving bhakti to all. Yet he is devoid of all ego and pride. And not only that, but he lets go of his true ego. There is a Shuddha ego also, as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And he just completely lets go of that. He forsakes it completely, 100%. And then he does what no other incarnation has ever done previously or will ever do in the future. He begs the fallen souls with folded hands, and he beseeches them to accept Gauranga, to chant his name just once. And if they don't do that, then what does he do next? He falls onto their feet. Imagine, he falls onto their feet and holding their feet tightly while having a straw between his teeth, he again cries and begs them to chant. Adhomapati to jive dare dare giya. Hari nama mahamantro teno bilaiya. Donti trino dhori pai pori bolo bhai gaura hari. Donti trino dhori. He's holding a straw between his teeth and falling at the feet of Pashandis, those who they have never done a single drop of devotion in their life. He's falling at their feet. His lotus feet are worshipped by even demigods, by even the other Vishnu Tattva. He is falling at the feet of grievous sinners. And still, if they kick Nitai away, look at the audacity. If they kick Nitai away, then what does he do? He starts rolling on the ground in front of them. Shonara parvata jano dhulate lotaye. He compels them to accept Gauranga. Where will you find such humility? Mare tare prem de nitai dayamoy. Even devotees, if you strike them, they'll strike you back. But the Supreme Lord, He is forgiving. This is the perfect example of Vinamrita. And humility is not just being fallen and saying that I am fallen. Oh, I am so fallen. Yes, I am a very, very grievous sinner. If you are actually a sinner, if you are actually poor, and you say that I am poor, then you are not being humble. That is just the truth. You're just being honest and accepting it. If you are Kangal and you say, I am a Kangal, then that is the truth, right? Well, there is one quality there, that there is honesty, but that's not humility. Humility is not being on a low position and saying I'm in a low position. Humility is when someone is on the highest platform, yet they consider themselves as the lowest. This is humility. And who is the highest of the highest? Nityananda Ram. He is not even an avatar. We have to understand this, that look, he's not even an avatar. He is Swayam Avatari. He is the source of all the other expansions, incarnations, plenary portions, everything. But no pride. Even Vishnu Tattva have pride. What to speak of Vishnu Tattva? Even Krishna has Shuddha pride. It's called Shuddha Ahankar, the Ahankar of being the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Nitai has forsaken even that. So one who is the highest, yet considers themselves as the lowest, is humble. So now imagine, who must be the humblest of all then? One who is the highest of the highest, yet Abhiman Shunya. Who is that? Nitai. So Nitai's humility cannot be compared to anyone else. He is the most humble. And we become humble by associating with the humble. So Nitai is most humble. So if you associate with him through his holy name, then you will become humble. So this is the meaning. Vishnu Bhakti Shabe Pain Toma Hoite Tathapiyo Abhiman Na Sparshatamate. পতিত পাবন তুমি দয়া দৃষ্টি শূন্য তোমার এসে জানে যার আছে বহু পুণ্য. Nitai is the deliverer of the most fallen. Why? Because he does not see any faults. Daya drishti shunya. He does not see our bad qualities, only the good qualities. It is not in his nature to judge, to make any judgments, to say, oh, this is uttam adham. Uttama adhamo kichu na kore vichar. Je aage paroe tare koroe nistar. Whoever falls in front of him, he delivers them. What is the qualification to be delivered by Nityananda? Simply go in front of Nityananda. The moment he sees you, he's delivered. Like in Jagai Madhai, the episode of delivering them. When Nitai, he came after, the first day, so Jagai Madhai were running after Lord Nitai and Haridas. So they had to run. It was a pastime. They had to run. And they were reporting to Gauranga what had happened. And Gauranga said that, and Nitai was telling Gauranga, oh, you must deliver them. You must uplift these fallen souls. And Gauranga said, who am I to do anything anymore? The moment you looked at them, they were delivered. The moment your eyes just fell on them, that very moment they were delivered. Now delivering them is only just a formality. They're already delivered. That is the potency. Just of Nitai's glance. Potita pavana tumi daya drishti shunna. Nitai's drishti is so karunamay. It's so compassionate. He will only see, his name is Gunagrahi. Another one of the 108 names of Nitai is Gunagrahi. He will only take your good qualities. He will not even glance, not even acknowledge your bad qualities. This no other incarnation does. Not even Gauranga. Gauranga will have to consider to some extent. For example, Vaishnava Aparad, Gauranga will not forgive you for that. No, he will see how much love do you have for my devotees. And if you do not have any love for my devotees, then I do not need to accept your worship. And he had even said, I will deliver everyone except those who are criticizing my devotees. But Nitai, he is running after even those criticizers. He is thinking that what will happen to these poor souls who are just destroying themselves? Oh, I must save them. This is the meaning of Daya Drishti Shunno. Nitai's vision, it's filled with so much love. This love cannot be found anywhere else. It's just pure love for his part and parcels. But then in the next line, Advaita Acharya is saying, Tomare se jane jar ache bahu punyo. To know him, just to know Nityananda Prabhu, it takes a lot of spiritual piety. One who has worshipped Radha Krishna for millions upon millions of lives with staunch faith becomes qualified to just know Nitai Gaur. Just to know, no, not even worship yet, just to know Nitai Gaur. If you have worshipped Radha Krishna for millions upon millions of lifetimes, and not just normal worship, like you have worshipped them, then you get to know Nitai Gaur. Because the reason for this is because Nitai Gaur are so secret, they are so confidential. Maya Devi keeps them hidden because the reason for this is that just if you know Nitai Gaur, your chances of deliverance, they're automatically rising. What am I saying rising? You're practically already delivered just by knowing them. Because if you know them, then the chances are you might, you will think, if you know someone, you will gradually at a point think of them. And the moment you think of Nitai Gaur, just by that smaran you are delivered. So that's why it takes তোমার এসে জানে যার আছে বহু পুণ্য. You need to have a lot of spiritual piety just to know Nitai Gaur. So those who are worshipping Nityananda Prabhu right now, Gauranga Mahaprabhu right now, we should always offer all respects to them, because they are not ordinary jivas. They are receiving the fruits of their unflinching devotion. সর্বযজ্ঞময় এই বিগ্রহ তোমার, অবিদ্যা বন্দন খাও স্মরণ যাহার. সর্বযজ্ঞময়. So Nitai, he is the enjoyer of all sacrifices, of all devotional service. Wherever one is performing any devotional service to the Supreme Lord, worshipping him, Nitai immediately comes and accepts that offering and takes it to Gauranga Mahaprabhu. Sarvajaggamoy Vigraho Tamar. He is all pervading, and just if you offer a little bit of devotional service to the Supreme Lord, Nitai comes and grants you the fruits of doing that service. He gives you prem, and he gives you more service. So this is what it means. Sarvajaggamoy e Vigraho Tamar. Because before we had mentioned that he is the embodiment of devotional service. And now it's mentioned, now Advaita Acharya is mentioning that he is also the acceptor of that devotional service. Because don't forget, he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. There is no difference between him and Lord Gauranga Krishna. The only difference is that Gauranga Krishna is Sevya Bhagavan, he is the served Lord, and Nityananda Balaram is Sevak Bhagavan, the servitor Godhead. Otherwise, there is no difference. So he accepts all our devotional service. Avidya bandhana khao smoreno jahar. So this is what we had mentioned a bit earlier. Just by his remembrance, all ignorance flees away. So if once we can just make someone hear Nitai's name or see his photo, Didi, anything, just once, somehow put Nitai in his mind for even a fraction of a second, what happens? Material nooses are slackened. Wow. That is the potency of Nityananda. Avidya bandhana khao smoreno jahar. Just by remembering him, remembering his lotus feet. And it's not even mentioned in a good or bad way. You think either way. Mare tare prem den Nitai dayamoy. Just by thinking about Lord Nityananda, one is automatically delivered. Avidya bandhana khao smoreno jahar. And then there is Jodi tumi prakash na koro aponare, tobe kar shakti ache, janite tomare. This is so sweet all the time. I don't know, it makes me very, very happy. It makes you really want to fall before Lord Nityananda and just beg for his mercy to understand him. What Advaita Acharya is saying here is Jodi tumi prakash na koro aponare. Unless you reveal yourself, unless you reveal to us your glories, tobe kar shakti ache janite tomare. Who has the potency to understand you? Who can understand you? Is it possible? No, because Nitai is infinite. Nitai is unlimited. His glories have no beginning, no end. From where will you start and where will you end? But once the Gurudev had mentioned this in his audio, and since then I can never forget this line. Please forgive me, I don't remember the exact words, but it was, how is he infinite if he cannot reveal his infinite nature to us finite souls in our heart? This is the proof of Nitai being infinite, that although he is infinite and there is no end to his glories, he can still reveal those glories to us finite souls in our heart, even though we are finite, even though we are only infinitesimal parcels of his lordship, he can still, even to us, reveal his infinite nature. Tobe kar shakti ache janite tomare. Only he can reveal his nature. So we should pray to Lord Nityananda, Hey Prabhu, I do not even know you. I do not know who you are. I do not know your glories, but I want to worship you. I need you. I have no other resort except for you. Therefore, if you are merciful, kindly reveal yourself so that this fallen soul can worship you. And one of the 38th name of Lord Nityananda in Nityananda Ashtotar Satanam is Samvita Shubhalila Dhrik. Samvita Shubhalila Dhrik means Lord Nityananda, he manifests such auspicious, confidential, and blessed pleasure pastimes through his chit potency, which sometimes apparently conceal his real identity as the Supreme Personality of Servitor Godhead. So sometimes, because for the sake of pastimes, Nitai covers himself. He does not reveal that he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But devotees, they don't want to get bewildered. They always want to remain in Nitai's lotus feet. So we should pray to him that he situates us in the right knowledge, that we are never bewildered, that we never consider him as an ordinary being, that we are always devotionally inclined to him, and that our love for him always increases. And Akrodha Paramanando Tumi Maheshwar Sahasrabadana Adi Dev Mohidhar. You are the most blissful Supreme Lord, completely devoid and free of anger. You are the thousand-headed Anantadev, who holds the universes on his hoods. Jai Nitai. Akrodha Paramananda. Akrodha. He is never angry. Nitai never gets angry. What a unique spiritual characteristic. This is so rare to find even among devotees of the Lord. Akrodha, Paramananda. He is always blissful, always blissful. This is something only Lord Nityananda has. Only Lord Nityananda. And if we want to imbibe the same thing from our Lord also, then we will have to approach him and chant his holy name. Because his holy name will bestow that mood which the Lord himself is carrying. Sahasrabadana Adi Dev Mohidhar. Lord Nityananda, he is holding up all the millions of universes upon his head, and it feels like it's just a small speck of dust. He doesn't even know it's there. He's completely oblivious to it. He's just completely absorbed in glorifying Lord Gauranga Krishna. What must be the potency? And Anantadev is actually an expansion of the expansion of Lord Nityananda. So if that is the glory of Anantadev, then how much must Nityananda Prabhu's glories be? How much must his power and potency be? Rakhakula hanta tumi Shrilakhana Chandra Tumi Gopaputra Haladhara Murti Manta. So Advaita Acharya is praising Lord Nityananda right now in his various forms that he has served the Supreme Personality of Godhead. See, in every avatar, in whichever form Lord Gauranga Krishna comes, Nityananda Prabhu must be there. It's just like the shadow can never be separated from the body. It's like that. No, it's not. Even that is not a good example, actually, because the shadow goes away when you're in the dark. But no, it's the soul and body. I think it's like that. Nitai Gaur, Balaram Krishna, Lakshman, Ram. They are like two bodies and one soul, like that. Do sharir ek pran. There is a saying in Hindi. They are two bodies, but they are one and the same. There's no difference between the both of them, and they can never be separated in whichever incarnation the Lord comes. So here he is saying, Rakha kula hanta tumi Shila Khana Chandra. In the form of Sri Lakshman Chandra, you are the destroyer of the demons. Tumi Gopaputra Halodhara Murtimanta. You are that Haldhar Balaram, who is the son of a cowherd boy in Vraja. So these are, like we say, Balaram Huilo Nitai. So here, Advaita Acharya is revealing Lord Nityananda's esoteric position of who he actually is. And Lakshman, every time I hear this, Rakhakula Hanta Tumi Shri Lakhana Chandra, it reminds me of Lord Nityananda's Ekachakra pastimes. Because every time Lord Nityananda, there is a place in Ekachakra, it's called Lakhon Goria. And what happens there is that Lord Nityananda, he used to enact the pastimes of Sri Lakshman, of his incarnation as Lakshman. And every time, in particular, when he would be doing this role, he would go into complete ecstasy. He would just completely forget all his surroundings and be totally immersed and submerged into this role of Lakshman. Because Lakshman, his love for Ramchandra, I cannot describe it. It would be an audacity to even attempt. There is no sevak like Lakshman. Lakshman sama sevak na hoy. There can never be one equal. For 14 years, okay, he was not given exile. He did not have to go to the forest, but he went with Ram. Why? Because he had told Ram that my soul will go with you anyway. You know, I cannot stay without you. My soul will go with you anyway. So why will I keep my body? If you leave me and you go, I will give up my body right at this moment. I do not care for royal majesty and all that. I do not need a kingdom. I do not need comfortable clothing. I do not need beautiful flowers under my lotus feet. I do not need all that. I will walk on thorns. I do not care. All I want is your service, life after life. If I cannot serve you, then that is worse than burning in hell for me. And if that is the case, then I will give up my body right now, right here. And so Ramchandra was bound to take him to the forest. And there you'll be astonished. Out of the 14 years in exile, 14 years, Lakshman did not eat anything. Lakshman did not drink a drop of water. Lakshman did not sleep. For 14 years he did not sleep. He gave a threat to Nidra Devi. Nidra Devi is the goddess of sleep. He said, you don't come to me. Don't you dare to create any obstacles in my path of service to Lord Raghunath right now. When Raghunath is sleeping, I want to stay awake and massage his lotus feet. I want to guard so that no troubles come this way, so that his sleep isn't disturbed. I will not sleep. Come to me when we return back to Ayodhya, and my Ramchandra is sitting on the throne. Oh my God, please. So that's just a glimpse of Lakshman's love, just in a small. I mean, I cannot elaborate. I cannot say anything. I don't think anyone can. But that's just a little small reflection of Lakshman's love for Ramchandra, and that Lakshman is an expansion of Lord Nityananda. So imagine how mad, how crazy Nityananda Prabhu is for Gauranga. It's mad love. It's not even normal love. It's mad love. It pains him. If Gauranga is in a little bit of pain, he is in pain. Lakshman, he used to get angry if anyone said a word against his Ram. You hit Lakshman with a shoe. He does not care. He will forgive you. You say a word against Ram. You say a word against Raghunath. Oh, finished. He will not spare you. He is just the most devoted servant ever. And if you love Ramchandra, then you are more dear to him than his life. Then no one can love no one can love you more than Lakshman. It's just the Lakshman and Ram, it's the peak of brotherly love. Peak of brotherly love. There can be no comparison. So you can imagine when Nityananda Prabhu is acting in the mood of Lakshman, what must be the state of his heart? How must he be feeling? It's inconceivable. Even stones melt at the scene. Whole Ekachakra, they are dumbstruck. They don't know how to react. Even the boys who are acting with them are thinking, oh my god, what's going on with Nitai? You know, it's just unprecedented love. So when we remind, this is why this prayer is so beautiful. So when we remind Lord Nityananda of his Ekachakra pastimes as Lakshman, or when we remind him of his incarnation as Lakshman, it just touches his heart. He goes into ecstasy. He goes into samadhi. So if you really want to touch Nitai's heart, this line right here, it's so touching to Lord Nityananda. And Tumi Gopa Putra Holadhara Murtimanta. Lord Balaram, of course, that is no one other than Nityananda. His love for Krishna, it's okay. Again, you can't even speak about it. It would be an insult to speak about. The very cute thing is that it's very protective love. You know, as Lakshman, because I will tell you something, as Lakshman, because he was the younger brother, so oftentimes when he was very pained when he could not say anything against Raghunath, when Raghunath would be giving pain to himself, like Ramchandra had to go to the forest. So Lakshman whole time he was pained. Oh, my Lord has to go to the forest. My Lord will have to renounce everything. And he was thinking, if I was the elder brother, I would never give him permission to do this. But since I'm the younger brother, I can't really say anything, because the younger brother has to be very submissive to his elder brother. And when Raghunath would walk in the forest without any sandals, he refused to wear sandals, Lakshman would be thinking, oh, no, this cannot. If a thorn, if it would prick Raghunath's lotus feet, then it would be like fire burning. It would be like a million Shakti Shilas piercing through Lakshman's heart. So he used to think, if I was the elder brother right now, under no circumstance would you be walking without those sandals. And when Ram had to, even after coming back to Ayodhya, had to renounce Sita, Lakshman was thinking, if I was your elder brother, I would not let you give this pain to yourself. I would not let you be separated from your consort. I wouldn't give you permission. I would give you my order that you are not allowed to do this, because I know you are pained by it. So that is Lakshman's love. And so when he came as Balaram, he is Balaram. He is the elder brother originally. He said, good, I'm the elder brother now. He was like, yes, now I'm the elder brother. Now you cannot boss me around. Now you will have to do whatever I say. And if I say you're not allowed to give pain to yourself, then you are not. It's such a cute love. It's so cute. The reason he comes as the elder brother is because he doesn't want Gauranga or Krishna to take any pain. Like when Krishna tells Balaram or Nityananda, Bhaiya, it's okay, you go, you do this, I'll be here. He says, no, I'm not leaving you alone. No, it's okay, I'm not going anywhere. I'm staying here right with you, right beside you, and I will serve you. It's okay. No, you're not allowed to say that to me. I'm the big brother now. That's so cute. The love between Balaram and Krishna. It's just beautiful, beautiful. It's the peak of brotherly love. So these two lines, they're extremely dear to Lord Nityananda. And if you sing these with love, then you will touch his heart. মূর্খ নীচ অধম পতিত উদ্ধারিতে তুমি অবতীর্ণ হইয়াছ পৃথিবীতে. This is the reason behind Nityananda Prabhu's advent. It is to deliver those who are rejected by all the other forms of Godhead, who cannot be delivered by anyone else, those who are outcasts, those who the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Gauranga Krishna, even he will not deliver. Those who no one will even glance upon, to deliver these souls. Murkha neech adham. Murkha means fool. Neech means lowly. And adham means most fallen, degraded. Potit. And potit, very abominable. Very degraded. Very, in a very disgusting position. To deliver these souls. Now, this is, to be honest, 99% of our Kali Yuga population. So Nityananda Prabhu's advent was most necessary. If Nitai didn't come, then more than half of this world would not be delivered. They would not come into bhakti. Nityananda Prabhu gives us mercy in so many ways. Our acharyas, the whole Guru Parampara, their mercy is a manifestation of Adi Guru Nityananda Prabhu's mercy. If Guru does not come and save you, you cannot be saved. He is the one who gives you Bhakti Lata Beach. Who is that Guru? He is Nityananda Prabhu. In so many ways, Nityananda Prabhu has planted the seed of devotion even in the hearts of those who deserve it the very least. Forget deserving. They do not even know what is devotion, or they condemn devotion. Even worse than not knowing is condemning. Those who condemn the path of devotional service, Nitai gives prayam to them. He has come to save them. Gauranga Krishna, before they had advented as Gaur Nitai, he held his elder brother Balaram's hand and he said, my dearest brother, my bhaiya, you have to go and save the most fallen souls. I will be a sannyasi. I will have my restrictions. I cannot go and just save everyone. So you will have to manifest that mercy to the fullest. And the elder brother is always merciful. So you are my big brother. So you will have to be more merciful and go and save all of them. Tumi avatirna hoiyacho prithivite. Nitai has incarnated only to save the fallen souls, to come and take them with him back to Godhead. Where will we find such a merciful Lord? Where? In the Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna says that he comes to punish the miscreants and to protect his devotees. But in which incarnation? In which form has the Lord ever come to deliver the most fallen of the fallen? Yes, he has destroyed them. He has given them salvation in the Brahma Jyoti. But when has he ever come to take them with him to the highest abode, to Goloka? Not even Vaikuntha, to Golok. Vaikuntha may be easily achieved. Ajamil, he said Narayan's name, Vishnu Dutas came, but Goloka, that is not easy. Nitai has come to give that. To whom? To those who do not even understand its value. The most merciful Lord. That's why it's said that in no other time will you find such a merciful Lord. He is the peak of mercy. I keep on quoting this again and again because I love it so much. This quote of Gaur Govind Maharaj. Used to say, you will find no limit to the mercy of Lord Nityananda. And if you do, then Nityananda, then the last limit is Nityananda. In other words, there is no limit. Nityananda Prabhu's mercy has no limits. And that is the meaning of avadhut. Avadhut means actually that he is beyond all restrictions. He will go through anything. He will go beyond everything just to deliver those who are most fallen. He will go through all trouble for them. He will break all rules and regulations just to save them. Joy Joy Nityananda Ram. Jaya Patita Pavana Nityananda Ram. Patita Pavana Nityananda Ram. Jaya Gaur Premadata Nityananda Ram. Gaur Premadata Nityananda Ram. And so in the next line, so beautiful. Oh. যে ভক্তি বাঞ্ছায় যোগেশ্বর মুনিগণে তোমা হইতে তাহা পাইবে যেথা জনে. That devotional service, that love for the Lord, which is desired even by the best of all the yogis, by the muni. Muni means by all the perfected sages. That which is desired by them, that prem, anyone in Kali Yuga will get it. Jatha tatha means anywhere and everywhere. It means here and there, everywhere. Like without discrimination. Everyone will get it from you. Nitai is distributing that love, which is durlabh, even for Brahma, even to the lowest of the lowest beings. Dino hino potito pamoro nahi bache, brahmara durlabh prem shabakare jache. Jache. And what does jache mean? He's not asking you if you want it. He is not even telling you, you take it. He is forcing you, but you must take it. No, you don't have an option. You must take this prem. I will not let you go unless you take this prem. Nitai amar doyar avadhi, that's the limit. So, and it's so beautiful that Advaita Acharya, he ends the prayer here. What a beautiful place to end his prayer. In the beginning, see, he's so expert in glorifying. This is what we were saying in the beginning. Because in the very beginning, he starts with Nityananda Nam, Lord Nityananda's form. Then Nityananda Prabhu's qualities. Then how in the various incarnations he has saved all the jivas from destruction. How he is the ultimate saver of one and all. How he is the one who makes us understand Chaitanya's bhakti. How he is Chaitanya Prem Pradata. Then he goes into how Lord Nityananda is worshipped by all. Now he's establishing Nityananda's Prabhu's high position. Now he's showing us, look how high elevated Nityananda Prabhu is. Because when you understand how high someone is, yet they are so free with you, they are so friendly with you, then what happens is that your devotion for them, your love for them, the admiration, it increases exponentially. If you really love someone and you find out how great they are, then you will feel very proud. And then Shuddha Ahankar will come, that I am Nityananda's devotee. This is my Lord. Prabhu Moro Nityananda Kebula Ananda Kanda. So, Advaita Acharya is doing that. So those who don't even know Nityananda Prabhu, they will be mesmerized by his glories. And those who are his devotees, their heart will swell up with love for Nitai. And then he declares how no one can get Vishnu Bhakti without Nityananda Prabhu. And that is just like, whoa, a shocking point. And then he describes Nityananda Prabhu's humility. Then he starts explaining how Lord Nityananda is delivering all the fallen souls. And he finally reaches this point that the prem which is durlabh for even Brahma, Lord Nityananda is giving that. What a beautiful way to just set up the whole thing. It's only he could have done that, because he is an Ananya Bhakta of Lord Nityananda. He is one-pointed devotion at Nityananda Prabhu's lotus feet. So, my obeisances again and again to Advaita Gosai. And so here we are. So This was the topmost glorification of Lord Nityananda by Srila Advaita Acharya, and as far as this fallen soul could grasp a little bit of the nectar that was being showered from these prayers, I have tried to share with all the devotees, despite my fallen position. So please forgive me if I've committed any mistakes, if I've said anything offensive throughout this feverish attempt to glorify Nityananda Prabhu. And I fall at the lotus feet of all the devotees again and again and again and again, begging for their mercy, so that one day even a fallen soul like me can attain even a drop of true devotion for Lord Nityananda, and so that I may surrender my life unto him. Jai Nitai.